Yo, Joe Phantomaniacs! Welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are taking a look at the result of a little experiment that I did. I pre-ordered the other 4 figures in this wave. I was getting ready to turn the box over to show you the cross-sell, like that's a thing that exists. The other 4 figures in this wave from Hasbro Pulse, Amazon, and Big Bad, and ended up waiting for them from Pulse because I had so much backlog. I was like, I can just wait. I don't need to get them ASAP. So they came in at Pulse finally. My card was charged. Everything came into stock. And I was like, oh, you know what though? I didn't pre-order Barbecue because I really wasn't sure if I even wanted this one. And if I did, I could probably wait for it to get marked down. But then it was sitting there in stock. I was thinking about doing reviews and I thought, you know what? Let me perform a little experiment. Let me order Barbecue straight, in stock off the site and see when he arrives versus when the other 4 that I pre-ordered months ago arrive. Well, Barbecue got here Friday, and the other 4 are currently scheduled to arrive Tuesday, tomorrow. So I guess the lesson is don't pre-order anything. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to take a look now at Mad Marauders Barbecue. I will say, I actually do like the Mad Marauders logo. I wasn't even really thinking about it having its own logo. It's pretty cool. I do, however, feel that Mad Marauders is really dumb. I get where they don't want to call it Slaughter's Marauders because maybe that means they have to cut Sergeant Slaughter in on it or something. I'm sure they've got a good reason for not calling them Slaughter's Marauders, but they should have just called them the Marauders or G.I. Joe Marauders or something. Mad Marauders is just, I'm not a fan. Packaging looks really cool. This art looks great. And I actually do dig this figure color-wise, or at least the images. We'll find out if I really like it. A little more than I thought I would. On the side, we of course have the specialties. You can find those on GIJoe.com. And then on the back, I dig this. You've got the height of the figure, little action, not an action pose, but a geared up pose, as it were. And then the accessories. So not bad. Windowless packaging. Pretty cool. But I will say the newer stuff we've seen looks so much better. All right, let's open this guy up and find out if he was worth a full price purchase. Obviously, the answer to that is probably no. I would imagine at some point this guy is going to be $16 or less. But, like I said, for the sake of an experiment, for the Audible Interlude podcast and for this review, I thought it was worthwhile. Okay, immediately, these colors look really cool in person, in my opinion. We're going to put the locker to the side and take a look at just the figure. So let's snip through the twine there. I'm actually kind of excited about this guy, and you'll see why in just a minute. I'm going to kind of save something for a little later in the video. But these colors are actually pretty cool. I never had the original Slaughter's Marauders when I was a kid. Now that's not cool. I hate that. I never had the originals when I was a kid. They were after my time. As much as a Sergeant Slaughter fan as I am, I really didn't like. In my head, until I started diving back into G.I. Joe lore a few years ago, and I mean, I've always collected, I've always been a fan, but I don't know, I kind of never revisited the post-88 stuff all that much. We got some gross toy lube going on here. This is a common thing that these little thigh pieces are up too high, and you kind of have to move them down. Fortunately, barbecues are a softer plastic that have remained soft, so you can move them around pretty easily. All the articulation feels pretty good so far. I'm not too worried about anything breaking or having any issues with that. He feels, to my memory, pretty much the same as the Cobra Island exclusive barbecue, which it does kind of stink that this is the version we got in the regular retail line, and that Cobra Island one was an exclusive. Like, I'm glad Hasbro seemed, well, I was going to say they seemed to have stopped doing it, but they just released Big Ben and the Range Viper as Walmart exclusives. That doesn't really want to turn, does it? All right, there we go. Knees, yeah, everything's moving pretty nicely. No real issues here. Paint-wise, everything looks good. I really, really do like these colors together. It's just interesting, honestly. It's a more interesting figure than the first barbecue. Still cool. Look, I'm not knocking this one because this is where I first met the character. But I gotta say, this Marauders version, I don't want to say Mad Marauders, this Marauders version is just a cooler looking toy to me. All right. So deco wise, this one, the only thing that's disappointing as far as being different here is the little gauge is not painted on his tank. That's, come on now. Like, that would add, it really would add a lot, because look at that, look at this figure with that green detail right there. It really is a nice touch. And then on this one, yes, he's got plenty of other paint detail, but that does kind of stand out. Otherwise, though, looks cool, looks good. All right. Yeah, I'm digging it. I think they've done a really nice job with the versions of the greens and blues and browns that they've used. I think it actually works well together and looks good. And again, it just is going to pop on the shelf more than some other releases that we've seen. I dig it. Come on now. There we go. Okay, so there is the figure. I think looks cool. Now, let's take a look at his... Whoops. Sorry, Snake Eyes. We don't need you for this one, pal. Well, maybe. Because people have talked about barbecue being... Oh, he is huge, isn't he? I don't know that I compare... Well, he's not huge, but he is definitely larger. Interesting. So it's his torso, it looks like, that makes him, a little bit... He's not huge, but he's a little bit taller. Although Snake Eyes, in my mind, is sort of a smaller guy. All right. Let's take a look at the Foot Locker number 58. Gabriel Barbecue Kelly. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know, whatever. Don't need any of that. Oh, everything's in one bag. For some reason, I was thinking there'd be little separate baggies. Not that I need that at all. I do enjoy, my Audible Interlude co-host, Christian, said that one thing he would miss when they went back to plastic packaging. More on that on this week's episode of Audible, or I guess it's last week's now. Last week's episode of Audible Interlude, the G.I. Joe podcast, which was a live stream here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. We do it every other week. So here are the accessories. They are black rather than... Ooh, whoa. Oh, wait, okay, that's the little one. Never mind. For a moment, I was like, wow, they've given him a completely different axe. But I kind of forgot about the little axe that's like the original that came with the Real American Hero figure. So the difference is really just that the weapons are molded in black with the Marauder version, and they were in gray with... Oh, now that's an interesting difference. Oh, I like that more. So look, the axe on the Marauder version, the entire blade is silver, rather than just this front portion being silver. You know what? I like them both, but this one is more appealing to me in a like weaponry kind of way. But this one just kind of looks right. It doesn't look wrong painted like that. And then the tube, black on the other one looks like. The gun, just a little, you can't even tell in the video, but the gun is a little darker black, and then the backpack. Now this backpack, oh, interesting. Okay. So we've got blue canisters with it's just missing the hazard symbol. All of the other ones are the same. Not printed quite as fine, but still great. I mean, they look great. Okay. Let's set him over there. Gear this guy up and see how well it works. I'm trying to remember if there were any issues with that first barbecue and getting everything to plug in. Early in the line, I seem to remember that was a problem a few times. That plugs right in, no problems there. Get that hose. I think either end of the hose can plug into the emitter pistol. Is that a good name for that, you think? Because it's not it's not a gun. It's an extinguisher. Right into his hand, and we've got his whichever axe can go whichever place. I'm going to put the long one on this guy. That really does not seem like it would work very well, but for our purpose... Oh, no, wait. Oh, that's right. That's right. That can fit in up there. Nice. And then that can slide right in there, and there we go. All nice and geared up. However, my intent for this gentleman is not all of that. I have a different idea for what this barbecue is going to be. All right, bear with me. I might have to heat this up. It might pop right off. Look at that. Boom. Pops right off. I don't know which way this neck is supposed to... If you see, this has the old hinge style, which they never should have gotten rid of, Hasbro. I don't know which way that's supposed to go. Let me just turn it so it's at least going that way. So, I just grabbed the most easily available head. It may not even fit on here. Oh, it does kind of. No, it doesn't. It sits too high. It looks goofy. But, so... my plan is to find a head that actually does fit. That one's a little loosey-goosey. Give this gentleman... that's not quite going to work. It's a little high, and the peg is not long enough to keep it in there. Oh, that would have been so cool. He was going to be, until our steel brigades come in. This fellow was going to serve as our air support, because he kind of has that look. Boy, that head really doesn't work, does it? So I was going to do something like this and have almost just like a troop. I mean, these can come off. I might leave this one on and put a regular pistol in it. This one may just come right off. But I was going to make this just kind of a Joe support troop. I actually really like this body for that. You could even go so far as to get, because if you heat this guy up, you can pop the arms off. You could get this piece off, put a different vest on him. Like, there's some possibilities with this body because of the color scheme. It's kind of unique and interesting and different. And but if you have several of them, you would have sort of a standardized trooper look. So I kind of dig it for that. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I've got it now. It got here several days before the ones that I pre-ordered months ago and is currently in stock on Pulse and probably plenty of other places. So if you're interested in this guy, go order one. If you're not, you can skip it because we've already got a barbecue. But whatever the case, it's another cool figure. It's a great job of a repaint, and I think I really like how Hasbro is handling repaints, reissues, whatever you want to call them, within the line. They're a necessary part of a G.I. Joe line, especially really any modern toy line. And as long as they keep doing interesting stuff like this, I'm in. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, yo, Joe!
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.